Okay, so this video is not going to be long. What I'm going to do is a shorter video right now because I do realize it's almost 11. And then I'll do another longer video for in the morning. What happened was that my roommate, she's usually gone on Saturdays. She showed up, she arrived back because, she got back. And so we talked from like 8:30 until like 10:30 and then or 10:30-ish. And then I'm like, I gotta go to the restroom. And I also need to do a phone call. So I was like, so anyways, whatever I don't get done tonight, I'll go ahead and do for tomorrow. So yeah, I found it true just in regards to, so this is in regards to your cousin, where it's like, yeah, basically she's a person, especially a female, is rediscovering themselves. From what I understand, whenever, like, it takes about 2 years after the baby is born for the mom to finally, like, be back semi-normal. Sometimes they don't all have, like, they may still have memory problems after their kid is born. So yeah, I've heard that, and it's like, wow, like, that's very interesting. And I love science because it helps explain certain things. So for example, in the past, 18, 17, 1600s or so, they were like, oh, why haven't you, for like a king, he would be like, why haven't you produced a male heir for me? Well, it turns out, like, it's not on the female. The female might carry the baby, but it's actually on the man, for him to actually be like, yeah, this is the gender. And so I'm really thankful for science for being like, this is what has to be done or can't be done in order to have things like have a male or have a female. So yeah, there's that. And then what else is there? So yeah, I posted about the thing in regards to, like, having kids, how healthy the kids are, because I thought it was very interesting. And then just like males determine how healthy the baby is going to be. Because yeah, I wanted to share it with you since I thought it was very, very interesting, and not a lot of guys know that. And I know in a way there's a lot of sexism in the world, and there has been for thousands of years, where it's like, oh, okay, so, like, you're the female, so you're like the main responsibility or the main person who's responsible for all of this. And it's like, no, not always. Like, we go ahead and hold the baby. We're basically an incubator for kids. I've heard that before. The females are incubator for kids, but, like, we don't even choose the gender of the child. And so part of it does have to do with the female health. Like, for me personally, I would not want to drink while I'm pregnant, because it does affect the baby. I would not want to smoke while I'm pregnant. But I thought it was interesting because seeing that video where it's like the male still determines some of those factors if the baby is going to be healthy or not. Maybe not like all of the health factors, like, not by any means, but if a female, a pregnant female, is like smoking and drinking or doing drugs while she's pregnant, or let's say she's like gets some kind of STD, like, it could be passed on to the baby. Not 100% guaranteed that it'll pass on to the baby, but there is, like, some chance that'll pass on to the baby. Like HIV/AIDS, I think the only way that the baby could get that is if they pass through the birth canal. So that's why it's better to do a C-section in those cases. But if it's an STD but other STDs, you have to take drugs while pregnant in order to make sure the baby does not develop those or, like, have those negative side effects, like syphilis, for example. I say syphilis because it's very common in this state. Just what? So, yeah, but I thought it was very interesting because it's, for me, it's kind of new knowledge, and it lets me know, like, it's new knowledge. And so that way, like, I guess it places less of the overall responsibility only on the female versus, like, the male and female, or, like, And so on the male and female, and not just like all the responsibility on the male. So yeah, that's basically it. And then also the reason why I'm in the car right now is because it started raining outside a little bit, and I'm like, I'm gonna go in my car, and yeah, so yeah. But yeah, so anyways, on to back to your cousin's post. I found it very, very true, especially where it's like, hey, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and what was it? Squirrel. I know where I'm going to church tomorrow, so yeah. I need to wake up at like 8. Shoot. So yeah. That's very noisy. I don't know why. What else was there? So, what was it? I definitely like agree where it's like you're raising little kids and you're rediscovering yourself. And like after having a kid, or like even, even after having however many kids, it takes like 2 years for your brain to like shrink and redevelop itself and figure out, okay, this is how it needs to be. So it takes a little bit of time for your brain to be like, we're going to go ahead and redevelop into like where our normal life is going to be from here on out. And so, yeah, I can definitely understand where it's like you're rediscovering yourself. Your body changes, your mind changes, your hormones change, like everything about you changes. So even your body changes. Oh my goodness. So like, yeah, that part I can definitely understand where it's like you change as a whole, you change as a person. Um, so yeah, I get it. I do. Where you're kind of rediscovering yourself and just like rediscovering like, hey, I don't like this anymore, but I do like that. And just going through that and learning or relearning who you are. So, yeah. Anyways, I will talk to you later. I know it's a little bit late. That's why this video is a little bit shorter. But yeah, I think that's really about all I have to say about that post. And then I'll do some other things about the other post. So yeah, talk to you later. Bye. Oh, and let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about, and I will respond, for post tomorrow. So I'm going to try and get everything done tonight. So yeah, talk to you later. Bye.